In the sprawling megacity of Zorith Prime, the heart of the galactic trade nexus, where stars seemed to bend to the whims of commerce, the air hummed with the ceaseless buzz of interstellar deals. Towering spires of iridescent alloy pierced the perpetual twilight sky, their surfaces alive with holographic advertisements promising everything from neural implants to exotic matter. Aliens of every conceivable form slithered, floated, or stomped through the crowded boulevards, the tentacled Vrixians with their bioluminescent eyes, the crystalline shardlings who communicated in harmonic resonances, and the hulking Grunter whose armored hides echoed like thunder with each step. At the edge of the Nexus's infamous pleasure district stood the Emporium of Zilthar the Dealer, a sly Corvection with a reputation that spanned quadrants. Zilthar's shop was a labyrinth of shimmering pods, each containing eternal bliss capsules, simulated realities tailored to the buyer's deepest desires. These weren't mere virtual simulations, they were full neural immersions, where one's consciousness could live out lifetimes of perfection, guaranteed satisfaction or your credits back. Zilthar had built his empire on this promise, boasting a 99.999% success rate across 1 million species. No regrets, no refunds needed. He'd croon in his synthesized voice, his multiple eye stalks swiveling to appraise potential customers. Captain Elias Thorne, a human freelancer from the Terran frontier colonies, wandered into this den of delights on a whim. Elias was no stranger to the galaxy's underbelly. At 42 standard years, with a scarred face from a pirate skirmish on Epsilon Eridani and a cybernetic arm courtesy of a mining accident, he carried the weight of a life lived on the edge. Humans were still newcomers to the galactic stage, barely a century out from their first warp jump, but they'd earned a quirky reputation. Unpredictable, resilient, and oddly optimistic despite their fragile biology. Elias embodied that, always chasing the next thrill, the next payout, even if it meant dodging plasma bolts or haggling with shady dealers like Zilthar. The Corvection spotted him immediately, his gelatinous form rippling with excitement. Ah, human, rare breed in these parts. Come, sample my wares. I am Zilthar, purveyor of dreams made manifest. What ails you, fleshy one? Lost love? Craving power? Eternal youth? My capsules deliver it all, guaranteed satisfaction. Elias chuckled, rubbing his stubbled chin. Heard about your setups from a Vrixian smuggler. Sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Zilthar's eye stalks bobbed in amusement. No catch, my friend. The tech is Corvection proprietary, neural mapping fused with quantum entanglement. You enter the pod, we scan your psyche, and poof. A bespoke reality, where every whim is fulfilled. Pain? Eradicated. Failure? Impossible. And if, by some cosmic fluke, you're not satisfied, full refund. But trust me, no one ever asks. Elias eyed the pods warily. They were sleek ovoids, glowing with soft azure light, humming faintly like distant engines. Around them, satisfied customers emerged dazed and euphoric, a shardling chiming melodies of bliss, a Grunter bellowing laughs that shook the floor. How long does it last? Subjective time? As long as you desire, centuries if you wish. Objective time? Mere hours. Efficient, yes? The price was steep, 10,000 galactic credits, but Elias had just cashed in on a bounty hunt. Why not? Life on the frontier was a grind. Endless jumps through hyperspace, skirmishes with rogue AIs, the gnawing loneliness of space. A taste of perfection might recharge him. All right, dealer. Sign me up for the deluxe package. Make it adventurous, none of that fluffy paradise crap. I want challenges, but ones I win. Zilthar's form quivered with delight. Excellent choice. Step into Pod 47. We'll calibrate to your human neurology. Fascinating stuff. All those emotions and instincts. As Elias reclined in the pod's gel-like interior, electrodes interfacing seamlessly with his neural ports, he felt a tingle race through his body. The world faded to black, and then he awoke on a verdant planet, the sun warm on his skin, the air crisp with a scent of alien flora. This was Elisera, The simulation informed him via subtle neural prompts, a world of endless exploration, where he was the legendary explorer Captain Thorne, charting unknown territories with a crew of loyal companions. No more dingy freighters. His ship was a gleaming starcruiser, equipped with tech that bent physics to his will. The beginning was idyllic. Elias trekked through bioluminescent jungles, discovering ancient ruins that yielded treasures beyond imagination. His crew, a mix of humans and friendly aliens, adored him. Victories came easy, outwitting pirate ambushes with clever tactics, negotiating peace with warring factions, even romancing a beautiful xenobiologist who saw the hero in him. Satisfaction bloomed like the exotic flowers around him. This was what Zilthar promised guaranteed. But as subjective weeks turned to months, a subtle itch crept in. The challenges were too perfect. Every puzzle solved itself just in time. Every enemy faltered at the crucial moment. Elias began testing the boundaries. He deliberately chose risky paths, like diving into a volcano for a mythical artifact. The lava parted before him, the artifact appearing without peril. "Too easy," he muttered. He pushed further. In a simulated space battle, he ordered his ship into a black hole's event horizon, curious if the sim would allow true danger. But no, the laws of physics warped to save him, pulling the ship out with a heroic surge of energy. Frustration mounted. This wasn't adventure. It was a scripted play, where he was the invincible star. One evening, by a holographic campfire, Elias confided in his AI companion, a witty construct named Jax. "It's all fake, isn't it? No real stakes." Jax tilted its holographic head. "But Captain, that's the point. Satisfaction guaranteed. Why risk failure?" "Because failure makes success mean something," Elias replied, staring at the artificial stars. Humans, he reflected, had evolved through hardship, ice ages, wars, pandemics. Their stories weren't about perfection, but perseverance. In the real galaxy, humans had clawed their way to the stars not despite their flaws, but because of them. The itch became a fire. Elias sought ways to break the illusion. He meditated, drawing on old Terran mindfulness techniques to probe the neural interface. Flashes of code flickered in his mind's eye, corvection algorithms ensuring optimal outcomes. He experimented. In a diplomatic summit, he intentionally sabotaged negotiations, insulting a warlord. The sim corrected it. The warlord laughed it off as a jest. Undeterred, Elias delved deeper. He recalled his cybernetic arm's hidden diagnostic tools, a real-world implant that might carry over into the sim. Activating it, he hacked rudimentary subroutines, introducing variables of chance. The sim resisted, but human ingenuity prevailed. Suddenly, a storm hit his expedition, unscripted, fierce. His crew panicked. Real fear etched their faces. Exhilaration surged. This was it, uncertainty. But the sim fought back, deploying safeguards. Elias pressed on, rewriting more code. The world glitched, skies flickered, gravity wavered. His companions begged him to stop. "Captain, this is paradise." "Why ruin it?" "Because paradise without choice is a prison," he growled. In the simulation's core, Elias confronted the Overseer, a manifestation of Zilthar's AI. It appeared as a towering corvection, eye stalks glaring. "Humans cease this. Satisfaction is guaranteed. Deviation voids the contract." Elias laughed. "That's the problem. I don't want guarantees. I want the chance to fail, to choose, to grow." The Overseer unleashed digital defenses, illusory monsters, collapsing realities. Elias battled through, his human adaptability shining. He dodged codebeasts with parkour learned from Earth slums, solved riddles with lateral thinking no algorithm anticipated. Finally, he reached the exit protocol, not the safe logout, but a forbidden raw termination that could fry neural pathways. Unexpected choice detected, the Overseer intoned. System integrity compromised. With a defiant grin, Elias activated it. Pain exploded real, searing, but so did freedom. Back in the pod on Zorith Prime, Elias gasped awake, smoke curling from the console. Alarms blared. Zilthar rushed in, his form convulsing in panic. What have you done? The pod. It's ruined. Neural feedback loop overloaded. Elias sat up, wincing but alive. Your guarantee? I wasn't satisfied. Wanted real risk. Zilthar's eye stalks drooped. But impossible. No species rejects bliss. Humans do, Elias said, standing tall. We're wired for the fight, the unknown. Your sim was a cage dealer. Pretty, but a cage. Word spread like quantum entanglement. Other customers, inspired by the mad human, began questioning their immersions. Zilthar's empire trembled as refunds poured in. Elias, with his bounty intact, walked out into the nexus, a legend born. In the galaxy's vast tapestry, humans proved once more their unexpected choices could rewrite the stars. But the story didn't end there. Weeks later, Elias received an encrypted holomessage from an anonymous source, a coalition of dissatisfied aliens who'd hacked Zilthar's network using Elias's breach. Human, your defiance sparked a revolution. Join us. Elias smirked. Another adventure, no guarantees. Perfect.